Okay, Chapter 9, Lesson 7, Subtracting Unlike Fractions. So, Lesson 7 is going to be much more helpful, I think, than Lesson 6 because we're going to actually use our least common denominator strategy to find common denominators for our fractions. So subtracting unlike fractions is similar to adding unlike fractions. It's exactly the same, it's just the inverse operation. So let's start. A female Cuban tree frog can be up to 5/12 of a foot long. A male Cuban tree frog can be up to 1/4 foot long. How much longer is the female Cuban tree frog than the male? So we're going to subtract 5/12 from, we're going to subtract 1/4 from 5/12. 5/12 minus 1/4. So first things first, we're looking for our least common denominator. So we have two denominators, 4 and 12. 12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. We'll stop there. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. Ooh, bingo, right? There we go. Okay? So our least common denominator is going to be 12. So 5/12 is already set. All right, but we need to convert 1/4 into a denominator of 12. So you can see that they've done that here. Okay, we know that we're going to have to multiply 4 times 3 to get 12. 1 times 3 is 3. So 4/12 is the same as, 1/4 is the same as 3/12. So that's what we have right there. Okay, so we did our multiplication, we got our equivalent fraction. Our denominators are, woohoo, now 12, right? So we rewrite it as subtraction, 5 minus 3 over 12. Okay, denominator stays 12, and 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay, so we subtracted our like fractions. Now, we have 2 12ths. Clearly, both are even numbers, okay? So we can divide the top and the bottom, the numerator and the denominator, by at least 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. So we know that 2 12ths is equal to 1/6. So our simplified fraction is 1/6. Let me slide that up a bit. So a female Cuban tree frog is 1/6 of a foot longer than the male. Okay? And we could use our benchmark fractions to check. Since 1/6 is less than 1/2, your answer is reasonable, right? Okay, let's look at example number 2. There, you can see it. It says Jessie finished half of her homework. Lakshani finished 4/5 of her homework. What fraction more of her homework did Lakshani finish than Jessie? Okay, so we're going to look at our benchmark fractions. We know that 4/5 is practically 5/5. So that is going to be a whole. That's 1. And we know that 1/2 is 1/2. So we're guessing that our answer is going to be somewhere around 1/2 because a whole minus 1/2 leaves the other 1/2. So we're going to subtract. Now let's check. So this is our estimate, right? Now we're going to subtract 1/2 from 4/5. And we clearly don't have a common denominator. So 5, 2. Let's list some multiples. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. Let's stop there. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. Bingo! See it? There we go. There is our least common denominator for these two fractions. And so you can see that they wrote that out right here. So to get 4/5 to 10, we're going to have to multiply 2 over 2. Okay, and we do that and we get 8 over 10. Because 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 2 is 10. And to get 1/2 to a denominator of 10, we're going to have to multiply by 5, right? So that's going to equal 5 over 10, which they wrote right there. Okay? So now we're going to subtract. So we're going to rewrite it, keeping our denominator of 10. And 8 minus 5 is 3. So Lakshani finished 3/10 more of her homework than Jessie. So is 3/10? So we're going to compare our estimate. So 3/10 is approximately 1/2, because what would 1/2 be? 1/2 would be 5/10, right? So we are clearly closer to 1/2 than we are to 0. And our estimation was 1/2. So yeah, I think we're good. And I'll stop there. You can tackle the guided practice. Thanks for watching.